Hello, how are you? In this magnificent video, so requested by all of you, I will show you how to handle the valves or stopcocks in your pool, like the skimmer, main drain, jets, vacuum point, waste valve, filter multiport valve, or any other valve you can have in your pool, according to the action you want to perform, such as filter the pool water, vacuum the bottom filtering the water, or in another situation, how to vacuum the bottom by sending the water to waste, to empty the pool water, how to configure the valves to recirculate the water of the pool, to clean the surface of the pool by filtering the water through the skimmer, how to configure them to backwash the filter, and other valve configurations so that you can know the right position of each valve depending on the action you want to perform. I will also tell you which valve corresponds to which accessory so that you can identify them easily. This applies for any type of installation you have, whether it is a complex like this one or another much simpler like this other one. So now let's begin. First of all, you can have different types of pool circulation systems. In this first example, you can see the circulation system of a pool and a spa that are together, so the valve configuration is more complex. In this second one, you can see a pool circulation system that has many accessories, such as a heater and an air blower because it has also whirlpools. And in this third case, there is a much simpler circulation system and it is the most common to have, especially for small pools. Fine. First of all, you need to know how to identify which valve corresponds to which accessory. So before the pump are the valves for the bottom drain, also the skimmer, and if you have, also the suction point. These three, or like in this example, there are only two, which are the skimmer and the main drain, enter through the side of the pump, regardless of the brand or type of your pump. After the pump, the water comes out of the upper part towards the filter. In the middle, it is useful to have a valve, especially if your pump has not variable speed. This valve must remain open in all situations. After the filter, if you have a heater or other equipment, it is good to have valves, as in this case that there are three valves, to let the water pass through to the heater or so that the water pass directly without entering the equipment. And finally, there is the returns valve or the jets valve, and if you have any accessories such as a waterfall or a hydro massage, there is also going to be that valve after the filter in the return line. And in case you don't have any valves after the filter in the return line, means you only have jets or returns. And another valve that is highly recommended to have is the one that goes from the filter to the waste. Another valve that is very useful is one that can let the water get into the system to the return line before the valves of the jets and any extra accessory you have. And in this installation, there is also an air blower that has obviously its own valves to let the air go to the hydrojets and to expel the water that had accumulated. Okay, now that you have identified the position of your valves in a complete installation, I will show you how to handle on this more simpler installation. Here you can see, first of all, three valves that let water into the pump. There is the main drain valve, the skimmer valve, and there is also a suction point valve. The three of them let the water get into the pump through the side part, as I already mentioned. Then after the pump, water goes through the upper part to the filter. In the return line, there are two valves, one that corresponds to the jets and the other one for a waterfall. And in this case, after the filter, there isn't a waste valve, which is not recommended because if the filter multiport valve gets broken, then the pool would start to lose water by not having that waste valve. Okay, now to show you in the pool, the skimmer valve corresponds to the skimmer that you can see. The main drain valve that I mentioned corresponds to the main drain that is in the bottom of the pool, and the suction point valve corresponds to a tube you will have on the side part in a wall of your pool. Remember that if you're having problems identifying which valve corresponds to which accessory, through the consults button in the app Manage Your Pool, you can send me a video of your recirculation system and I will help you identify which valve corresponds to which accessory. Premium membership is very cheap and the payment is safe through the App Store or the Google Play Store. Okay, so now that you know all the valves that you could have in your circulation system, you need to know when the valve is open and when it is closed. The valve is open when it points in the direction of the pipe and closed when it cuts perpendicular to the pipe. So in this case, this valve is open and now it is closed. Alright, this other one is called a diverter valve, and it distributes the water from two pipes to send it over just one pipe. It will only be closing the water circulation of the part that says off. Like now, that off points literally nowhere, which means that the water will circulate from both the bottom drain and the skimmer. Now that this off side points to the main drain, it will cut the water from the main drain and the water will circulate from the skimmer to the pipe that goes to the pump. And on the other hand, when the off side points to the skimmer, the water will be circulating from the main drain to the pump. And you should never point the offside of this type of valve to the pipe that goes to the pump, because it wouldn't let water go to the pump in any way and that could get the pump broken. Well, you can use it whenever you want to clean the pump basket. Beautiful. Now let's see the first position of the valves, which is to filter the water when it is cloudy or dirty. Open the main drain valve completely, close the skimmer valve and close the suction point valve. This because the filtering is more efficient from the bottom of the pool, since the dirt tends to go downwards. Then place the filter in filter position and finally open the jets valve and close the waterfall or any other valve you have in the return line. Turn on the pump, then wait as many hours as needed so that the water is completely crystal clear, and then just turn off the pump. Now, to vacuum the bottom of the pool by filtering the water, this means that the water will be filtered and will return to the pool so that no water gets wasted. First, insert your vacuum cleaner, fill the hose with water, connect it to the skimmer. I prefer to use the skimmer because of the skimmer basket that is not going to allow for big debris to go to the pump. Open the skimmer valve fully, close the bottom drain valve, close the suction point valve, place the filter in filtered position, open the jets valve and close any valve of any accessory you have. Turn on the pump, vacuum all the pool and then turn off the pump and finally remove the vacuum cleaner. Okay, now how to vacuum the bottom by sending the water to the waste. First, insert the vacuum cleaner in the same way, fill the hose with water, connect it to the skimmer, open the skimmer valve, close the main drain valve, close your suction point valve, place the filter in the drain or waste position, open the drain valve if you have one, close the jets valve. This closing of the jets valve is only in case your filter multiport valve is damaged, just to avoid for dirty water to go to the pool, and also close any accessory valve you have. Turn on the pump, vacuum as fast as you can so that you don't waste too much water. As soon as you're done, turn off the pump, place the filter multiport valve in filtered position, close the waste valve if you have one, and open again the jets valve. Okay, to empty the pool, open the main drain valve, close the skimmer valve and close the suction point. Place the filter in the drain or waste position, open the waste valve, turn on the pump, and as soon as the pool is empty, turn off your pump, because you won't want it to be on if there is no water to suction. Finally, place the filter in filtering position and close the waste valve. To recirculate the water, open the skimmer valve, also open the main drain valve, close the suction point valve, place the filter in recirculation or recirculate position, open the returns or jets valve, and close any valve of your accessories. Turn on the pump and let it recirculate for as long as you need. Then turn off the pump. Now, to clean the surface of the pool by using the skimmer, maybe when it has leaves, bugs, or dirt floating, open the skimmer valve, close the main drain, close the suction point, place the filter in filtered position, open the jets valve, and close any valve of your accessories, like this waterfall valve. Turn on the pump, and when it is completely clean, turn it off. Finally, to backwash and rinse the filter, open the bottom drain or main drain valve, close the skimmer valve, close the suction point valve, place the filter in the backwash position, open the waste valve after the filter, close the returns or jets and any accessory valve you have, turn on the pump, wait for the water to clear in the side tube, turn off the pump, place the filter in the rinse position, turn the pump back on, wait for 1 minute, or again check for the side tube until it's completely clear, then turn off the pump, place the multi-pore valve of the filter in filter position, close the waste valve and open back the jets valve. And that's everything for this video. Now you know which valve or stopcock to open or close depending on the action you want to achieve. Remember that if you still have any questions or doubts, you can ask me personally through the bottom consults in the app Manage Your Pool. Premium membership is very cheap and it will give you a lot of advantages. If you liked the video, subscribe because I upload one new video with the best info about pools for you every week. See you soon!